breathing hard.
Yeah, well, I got all the way upstairs, put the tail bags in, locked it up, and that's when I realized I hadn't locked my till. So I'm like, I'll leave it till Monday. And I'm like, no, I won't.
No, I won't. Yes, I will. No, I won't.
Just went the other way and locked it.
Yes.
As I was walking, I reached into my bag and got my spare till key. I actually found that last weekend.
Oh my gosh. They allow you a second till key?
I don't think that he remembers having made me a second till key.
Okay.
The only reason I have the spare is because I found the one that I was replacing. It's always a real fast run at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's funny, everybody thought Greg put the eggs out.
Yep. I heard that.
That was pretty funny.
Maybe.
I didn't let on.
Thank you. So I put more out tonight.
Oh, good.
I don't think they'll go bad over the weekend.
I think not. She was like, oh, did you get your egg? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. It's who was it? I think it was Kim asked me if it was me. I was like, "What? That sounds like somebody nice would do."
Yeah.
That sounds like something somebody nice would do, not me.
Just about everybody knows that my wife is pregnant now.
Oh, well.
So I've heard a lot of, you do know where that comes from, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, and it was damn fun, too.
Not that you're going to be doing it that often here over the next little while.
No. In fact, I'd pretty much doomed myself sex-wise for the next 12, 13 year.
Yeah.
Pretty much ensuring that one sin is going to keep on being that one sin for a while. If I thought onanism was really all that wrong, well, it isn't exactly onanism.
No.
Onan did something entirely different. It wasn't the masturbation that was the problem.
No.
It was disobeying God. That was kind of what got him into trouble.
That was what did it.
I had this one guy at the counter today who was talking to Jimmy.
And he started masturbating?
No, he didn't do that.
Okay.
But he's like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to hell real fast for this one, but it was pretty funny. So he showed Jimmy a picture of these. It says like Easter cookies.
Wow.
And it's a picture of like a hand with a big hole in the middle of it that's filled with like red dye or something.
Okay.
Just like, really?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, actually I don't think you'll go to hell for that.
Nah, that's not what's going to make it happen.
I'm like, in fact, I think Jesus would probably chuckle and go, yeah, you don't even know the end of it, my friend. He's like, yeah, you might. But these people who think that they're being naughty, just,
I know.
ooh, I'm making fun of Jesus. It's like, well, actually, if you'd ever actually read that book, you'd realize that's not a sin. It's
Nope.
probably not the smartest, nicest thing you've ever done. In fact, it probably, if you did that about anybody else in this world,
You could have more trouble than...
you could have more trouble than doing it about Jesus.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact of the matter is, everybody thinks you're a creep, but then you do it about Jesus, and they're like, oh, that's edgy humor.
Yeah.
Like, no, not really. It's still kind of creepy because
Still kinda creepy, yeah.
it would be creepy no matter who you did it about. But
Yeah. So...
the idea that somehow you're edgy because you did that, it's like, no, you're just a creep.
No, you're just creepy. That's okay.
So it'd be like, there being some sort of national, paraplegic day or quadriplegic day, and you snicker about making cookies for it, and you've got like wheelchairs or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
Okay.
So you're probably a creep, but all right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I mean, you're not somebody I want to hang out with.
No.
Somebody I want to be... I'm not going to call you my friend.
No.
Yeah.
But it's like these guys who think that it's like really tough to go, Yeah, well, I'm going to hell because all my friends are going to be there. It's like, well, you wouldn't know.
That's where all the cool kids are at.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
When you get there, you're going to be hanging by yourself.
Yep.
You think you're going to be in company, but you're not.
So you really, really like being around people that think you're cool.
Yeah.
Guess who you're going to be with?
I wonder how cool you'll think you are.
Exactly. You're not going to be the cool kid. How about that? Matter of fact, cool kids are going to be here. You're
Yeah.
going to be over here.
Yeah.
That's...
And in fact, the word cool really won't be in your vernacular anymore.
No. Except for as a desire.
Yeah.
That's a whole debate, though.
Oh, it is. I mean, whether it is a metaphorical or a literal lake of fire, the idea of, and it's actually something that I've heard about in like Greek mythology and other things, this idea of being tantalized by something you can't have without any ability to satiate that particular thing.
Right.
It like eats at you and makes you go mad. But given my reading of passages about hell, you aren't even going to have the relief of going mad.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You're just going to be constantly consumed by this desire or whatever, or in pain,
Okay.
How do you see it?
Well, I've considered hell as it's, I mean, it starts off with the main part of hell is away from God.
Yes.
Is away from the eternal joy that God offers.
Right, exactly.
And eternity, which if you think life is difficult now, it's just going to continue on. If you're miserable now, guess what?
Yeah.
You've got an eternity.
We got an eternity for you.
Exactly.
But wait, there's more misery.
Exactly. And most people who, they'll say, they don't, it's like, as an example, somebody says, well, my grandma didn't believe and she died. Are you saying my grandma's in hell? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I know.
I mean, we have to, and just as with that concept,
Yeah.
your grandma didn't want to be around Jesus when she was alive.
He's not going to force her.
What kind of a loving God would force her to be with him after she's dead?
Yeah.
And so as a concept of thinking about it, so does that mean it's going to be fun and games? No, because life here is not necessarily fun and games, and if you failed here, you're just so
Right.
you're going to continue on that vein of basically, well, I got to work for eternity now. I had to work for my entire life and to scrap and just barely make it and be paycheck to paycheck, and now you got an eternity of it. And I could consider that a form of hell.
I suppose.
It might not be fire and brimstone. Might not be, the people sitting around the table with spoon handles so long they can't use them.
Yeah.
And they're too selfish to feed each other. It might not be Dante's Inferno.
Yeah.
Of going all the way through the 9 levels of hell till he gets to the ice.
Yeah.
And has to go through that in order to get out of hell.
Yeah.
But I can't really tell you exactly what I think, heaven is going to be like either. So.
Right. Well, I mean, so that's one of those things where you have to ask if what the Apostle John was describing was metaphorical streets of gold, metaphorical,
right?
Was what what he saw a representation that he could understand?
Right.
Or was it literally, Jasper, carnelian, and all kinds of other precious stones?
Right.
I don't know what John's background was, other than that he was a fisherman at some point.
Right.
And that doesn't exactly put you in good standing to be a gemologist, certainly.
Right. And certainly being an apostle did not make you rich.
No.
So
No.
did not give you power, did not make you rich.
No.
It did get you beatings,
Oh, yeah.
stonings,
Getting
whippings.
exiled to a mining
Yep.
island.
Yeah, exile.
But, yeah. But, the other thing that I've heard about hell, as far as that goes, is that since in Revelation it says that it was prepared for the devil and his angels,
Right.
that it's not exactly a place that humanity was meant to be. And therefore, whatever the torture is much more excruciating for us, because
Okay.
it's supposed to be excruciating for beings that we aren't nearly as powerful as,
Right.
and are designed for eternity, whereas our physical bodies are not designed for eternity. But
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it doesn't, in the end, really matter. I think that the point that you made about the absence of God is really pretty much what's key.
Yeah, because what was the? I mean, as we go to Good Friday tonight,
Yeah.
and we discuss it, and and I'm sure we'll discuss. You'll discuss it as well. But
Sure.
what was the actual sacrifice that Jesus performed? Was it the death on the cross, or was it or was it God turning away from him and the heaping of sins upon him?
Yeah.
And God turning away what did he cry out about? Did he cry out about the pain? No. He cried out about being forsaken.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the bigger issue to him. Over, he could have bore the pain much easier with God's presence with him.
Right.
But he lost the presence of God, and that was the pain. And so to me, that's between everything else, that was what that was what got him. So to me, that's the bigger deal.
Yeah, that's
An eternity away from God. So, I mean, you certainly don't want to be tormented for eternity either.
no.
Yeah, but that could be an eternal torment. I mean, knowing that you could have been in with just a simple choice.
Yeah, certainly that. Absence of any form of goodness and light
Yeah.
certainly is something that a normal human, if they were subjected to here, would probably drive them insane.
Exactly.
Well, have a good weekend, huh?
Hey, you too.
Take care.
See you Monday.
Yep. Unless I find something better to do.
Yeah, well, nobody else will pay you for it.
No, I know.
Yeah, that was a kind of interesting conversation. So I ask you, because one of the things we don't know is what is the definition, defining of hell in your definition. I mean, here we are we're doing Good Friday tonight, and I would like to know, how do you define hell? Because Christ's great torment was not the flogging. It was not having to carry his own cross, and it was not being nailed to the cross. It was God turning away from him, forsaking him for the sins of the world, and that was what the sacrifice was. That really is saves us. So you tell me, what is your definition in that hell? Good question.